Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about stakeholder engagement and how knowledgeable the general public is about the paper industry. Stakeholder engagement is an essential part of the sustainable success of any industry. However, the consumer, usually the general public, is often forgotten or overlooked when considering education on the industry. When it comes to education, many times investors or supporting industries are prioritized over the general public. So I thought it'd be interesting to see how much the general public knows about the paper industry. And to do this, I conducted a survey. I interviewed people that I thought would be knowledgeable on the subject and also people that I thought would have less knowledge on the subject. The first question that I asked was how many gallons of water are required to produce 1 ton of paper? Now, this wasn't something I expected many people to know off the top of their head. I definitely didn't know this figure before I did the research, but I was curious to see if people thought it was on the lower end of the spectrum or on the higher end of the spectrum. And many people said the lower end of the spectrum, and only about 22% of the people interviewed said the correct answer, which was 7,800 gallons. The next question I asked was, how knowledgeable are you about the paper industry? 6 out of the 9 participants said they know nothing, and only 1 participant said that they were very knowledgeable about the subject. The next question was asking where the participants thought the wastewater from the paper plant goes after the process was complete. A lot of people said to streams, into the ocean, but people also said to the landfill, groundwater, and sewage. And this is interesting because I think it shows that the participants have a generally good idea about where wastewater goes after industry is done using it. But no one really thought about the fact that it could be recycled in the process, which is what happens in most cases. The last question was asking if the participants thought the paper industry was dying since technology has begun to replace the need for paper products, or if they thought that the paper industry was still growing. And the responses for this were all over the place. People mainly said somewhere in the middle. 1 participant said strongly disagree, and 1 participant said that they strongly agree. So how does this relate to the SDGs, and how does this survey give us any conclusion about how knowledgeable the general public is on the paper industry? I think that it was interesting to find that 6 out of the 9 participants said that they know nothing about the paper industry, and SDG number 4 emphasizes quality education. And this education isn't just to investors or supporting industries, but also to the general public. The general public needs to be knowledgeable about these subjects in order for them to make informed decisions when voting on regulations. And also, these policies that are going to be put in place directly affect them and the health of their ecosystem. So it's important to educate. And SDG number 9 points out industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And I think this responsibility to educate the general public falls on the industries, and we need to be educating the general public on where the industry is headed, if it's growing, if it's declining, and some of the innovative technologies we're using to make it more sustainable and environmentally friendly. Thank you, everyone.